I think one of the unique things about International Women's Day is it gives us a chance to really look at the international component of how women are doing across the world. So I think one of the big questions around International Women's Day is how did it start? It actually first started in 1909 as National Women's Day and kind of had some socialist background with it. By 1911, International Women's Day was marked for the first time by 1 million people. In the 70s and 80s in the US, International Women's Day really became a movement where all of a sudden issues like equal pay, access to certain health cares, and other things became kind of the roots of what most people were focused on. By 1977, the UN General Assembly officially named March 8th as International Women's Day. When you're talking to women that are really at the top of their field, they often were the first that got there, that had to break through a lot of glass ceilings. We still have a long way to go. This is the generation that's really focused on actually getting equality.
Eleanor Roosevelt sounds like something she would do.
Oh boy, I'm gonna go with United Nations.
The Socialist Party of America.
Were you surprised by that at all?
Yes, I thought it would be the UN, but I saw like some promo stuff for International Women's Day, so maybe I cheated, but yeah.
Working women.
Working women.
Working women.
It was.
Yes.
I was born in Poland, and when I was a child, it was a big deal in communist Poland, and people would bring flowers to women on International Women's Day. It was taken seriously, but in a kind of chivalrous sort of way, not in the substantive way that we think about it today.
I'll say 57.
I'm gonna pick the lowest number because I have no confidence, 23.
103.
No.
23.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so it's bad if the HR person gets this one wrong.
I'm gonna guess it's 25%.
18%.
25%?
18?
Wow, we're doing better.
I'm actually pursuing my MBA at the University of Virginia Darden School of Business, and the women in the program have decided to all wear red on Sunday as a way to bring attention to gender equality.
I think it would be nice to get together with some of my friends, you know, like mostly women, but I guess guys can come if they want.
Call some women in my life to celebrate International Women's Day. I call my mom, my sister.
I'm going to call my mom and my aunt and my grandmothers just because they are people that from the very beginning taught me the importance of speaking up for myself in order to get myself into a room and have my thoughts heard.
Well, I have a 5-year-old daughter, so I will be hanging out with her, and she recently learned that a woman has never been president, which she thought was very, very unfair.
Comfortable being uncomfortable in her own skin.
I was lucky enough to grow up kind of having that really strong female professional role model. It just showed me from the very beginning that women could be in positions of power, they could be making the money in the family.
Someone who understands her own value and also looks for value in other people.
Trusts her own instincts and has values that she holds herself to.
Be a voice, it's important to listen, but I think especially for young women, it's also important to be heard.
Knows who they are and doesn't let anyone else tell them otherwise.
I think some of us coming up have suffered from this tokenism in the workplace where there could only be the one woman, and then we were all looking to see how does she lead, how does she behave, how does she speak. There's no one way to be a woman leader.
I am very young in an industry that is skews a bit older. I think that in my own way, I'm blazing trails for coverage of politics, which also tends to be very white and male.
Women Rule is all about women's empowerment. So we believe whether you're in public service, you're running for office, you're in the private sector, you're an entrepreneur, more women in positions of leadership is a good thing.